Welcome to the Aqua Cafe CT Tech video series, Waterway Components. Before you proceed to replace any component on the CT brewer, please ensure the brewer is turned off and the brewer is unplugged. In this video, we will describe how each major Waterway component is replaced. The Waterway components are easily accessed from the right side of the CT brewer when the rear panel is removed. Replacing the water pump, the air pump, the solenoids, and the flow meter will be explained in sequence. The water pump. The water pump is mounted on the right side of the brewer towards the front of the brewer. Disconnect the two yellow 12-volt DC leads from the top of the pump. Cut the tie wraps holding the water lines in place on the bottom of the water pump and remove the lines from the pump. Make sure you identify and remember which line goes to which port on the pump. The pump is removed by removing the two mounting screws on the left and right side of the pump. To install a new pump, it is recommended the water lines be installed first with tie wraps. Then mount the pump to the brewer with the two mounting screws, and finally, reconnect the two 12-volt DC leads. You have completed the removal and replacement of the water pump. The air pump. The air pump is mounted to the right of the water pump. Remove the two black 12-volt DC leads from the bottom of the pump. Cut the tie wrap holding the air line at the top of the pump and remove the air line. The air pump is held in place by one screw and a bracket. Remove the screw and the air pump. To reinstall the air pump, mount the air line first and secure with a tie wrap. Connect the two black 12-volt DC leads at the bottom of the pump. Then mount the pump to the brewer. You have completed the replacement of the air pump. The solenoids. Two solenoids are mounted at the top on the right side of the brewer. The solenoid towards the rear of the unit allows for the hot water tank expansion back into the water tank. The solenoid towards the front of the unit controls the dispensing of hot water or the brewing of coffee. Remove the 12-volt DC leads from the solenoid that you are replacing. The blue leads control the rear solenoid and the red leads control the front solenoid. The solenoids are mounted to the brewer by screws through a slotted bracket on top of the solenoid. The screws do not need to be removed. Loosen the screws to slide the solenoid so that the screws slide through the large opening and the solenoid comes free from the brewer. Remember the orientation of the solenoid by noting the direction of the electrical connectors on the solenoid. Carefully remove the three water lines from the solenoid. The solenoid is now ready for repair or replacement. To reinstall the solenoid or install a new solenoid, insert the two mounting screws without tightening. Insert the solenoid in the same orientation as before into the brewer bracket and slide the screws to the narrow end. Tighten the screws. Install the water lines and then connect the two 12-volt DC leads. You have now completed the replacement of the solenoids. The flow meter. The flow meter is mounted directly under the hot water tank. The best way to replace the flow meter is to first partially remove the hot tank to have full access to the flow meter. To partially remove the hot tank, first remove the hot water outlet hose at the top of the hot tank. Disconnect the blue wire leads from the thermistor and the yellow lead from the NTC. Remove the four hot tank mounting screws, two each on the left and right side. See the video, Electrical Components, for more detailed instructions on the hot tank removal. Once the hot tank is pulled away, the flow meter is easily accessed. Insert a flat edge tool between the brewer body and the flow meter. Pop the flow meter up to release the two hold-down pins on the flow meter. The flow meter can then be pulled from the brewer for replacement. Remove the electrical connector. Cut the tie wraps and remove the two water lines. Identify and remember what port each is mounted to the flow meter. To replace the flow meter, connect the two water lines to the correct ports on the flow meter and secure with tie wraps. Align the two mounting pins with the mounting holes on the brewer. Press the flow meter in place until it is fully secure. Connect the electrical connector. You have successfully removed and replaced the flow meter. Thanks for watching this video. Post any comments or suggestions you may have on our YouTube page. Thanks again.